She wants to teach us to be better people after high school, because life doesn't just end after high school, it keeps going. So she really teaches us to be the best person that we can be in order to make society a better place.
I think that it's important to be a part of a community, and our campus is really diverse and unique, and we have so many different programs and so many different departments, and I try really hard to be part of the entire community and not just a part of the STEM community.
Miss Jacoby's just, there's no words to describe her. She's one of those people that just, she's so amazing and she's so involved that like there's just no way to put all of the amazingness that she carries into like just a few words to describe her. She's just extraordinary.
Miss Jacoby is just an outstanding person. She's so kind-hearted and compassionate. She's always somebody that I can confide in no matter what, to give honest and sincere advice.
Something I'll remember about her is that she always instills confidence in everybody she talks to. Like no matter what it is, no matter what the situation, it's like you find this confidence within yourself because of Miss Jacoby, and it's just, you light up, and it's so amazing like to see that she does that for people.
Miss Jacoby never gives up on a single student, even when they're not having a good day or they're not really trying as hard as they could be. She never gives up on them. She always gives them like a second chance and many more chances to kind of prove themselves, because she's really good at seeing the potential in everybody.
Being able to come to work here and being able to be around so many students who are excited about learning and about coming to school makes me able to kind of push through the difficult times, because they are funny and silly and really, really brilliant, curious thinkers. And so they kind of help me leave whatever other baggage is going on at the door and be able to be present with them. And so they've been a really, really great positive thing for me.
Most teachers in class will notice when a kid is falling behind and say, hey, you know, your grades are kind of slipping, like, are you doing okay? But Miss Jacoby looks past the schoolwork and past the grades, and she knows that grades don't define the person or how well the student is. So instead of asking, hey, why are your grades so good, it's, why aren't you the same in class? Like, I've noticed some things are different about you. What's going on? How can I help you? So recently my mom was diagnosed with breast cancer, and Miss Jacoby's just really helped me and my family through it all. And she's made the community here at school really involved in helping us all through it, and I'm really grateful for that.
I hope that they remember me as somebody who was positive and someone who was encouraging, someone who believed in them, and someone who really saw all of the incredible potential that they have, and somebody who was kind of there to be a cheerleader, but also to be somebody who pushes them to give their best work, and to be proud of who they are and what they're doing. And so I hope that they remember me that way.
She's always been somebody that I can go to when I have problems, and I just really trust her a lot.
I know I've dealt with a lot of problems just like a lot of other students have, and she always gives me some like an outside perspective of how I can deal with that problem, especially like being a woman with parents that didn't grow up in the United States, and she'll always help me, and she always knows exactly what to say, even though I feel like she hasn't been in this situation, but she somehow always says the right thing.
I think my peers respect that I am a person who's in it for every kid on our campus. I insist on every kid giving their best, and not only within my classroom, but in all their academic classes. I love seeing kids get excited about what they can do, and I insist on everybody getting a little bit better in the process.
She just communicates with us like we're actual humans, and that there's no age difference, or that, you know, no matter what goes on outside of these doors. Because some teachers will address us as if, you know, we're little kids and that we don't know anything about the world. But she knows that we do know about the world, and she makes us feel comfortable knowing that we have an eye-to-eye understanding.
Always remember that she gave me a reason to want to come to school, that even through the tough times that she was there for me.
She had to create a safe space in this room.
Brianne has a way of
connecting with kids. She's positive, she loves kids, she loves what she does, and they flock to her. And all of us can see the deep connection she has to her students. It's not just what they do in class, it's what they are outside of class.
With middle school, I've attended several conferences in which we've been told that this is, for many of these students, it'll be the lowest point for their self-esteem within their lifetime. And I don't take that lightly. As soon as I heard that statement, I decided my room would be one in which everyone was welcome, everyone would be respected, and I really do call it a choir family in that there is love for everyone in this room.
Miss Woodward have made me confident. Like, I feel more confident in myself and with what I do.
She's the best teacher I've ever had. She gave me a family here at school, because when you walk into this classroom, it's not just another class you have to pass, and it's so much more than just singing. She's taken kids from all different stories and backgrounds and made us into one family.
I've never seen Brianne not stop what she's doing, sit down, and give her full attention to a student that needed her. And that's something that we all need to be reminded of as we get busy, as we go through testing season, that there is no more important connection that you have than the connection you have with your student.
Several of the kids have told me that they feel like this is the one place they can be themselves without judgment, and I find that crucial for kids to not only learn but to thrive. They need to feel accepted, and this is a place where, and I've often said, I can't control what happens outside of these doors, but within this space you matter, you are valued, and you will be loved and respected here.
She's just really amazing. She is very creative, and she likes to go above and beyond in everything, and she always puts so much faith in everybody. And even if it's, a new student, she pushes us because she wants us to, do our best in everything that we do.
She showed me that I can be happy being who I am, and that I don't have to worry about what others think, because I'm a great person just who I am.
She tries to teach them to not only be good choir students, but to be good students all around. And that just stands out to all of us, and we knew she was an easy choice.
In a world that makes a lot of exclusions and a lot of negligence of students, mine is the one where everybody matters, everybody belongs, and we have a whole lot to sing about, and it's really fun to watch that. So I love getting to step back and see the kids realize what they've done through rehearsal, and I love getting out of their way to watch them do great things.
Every day I choose to make Harris a better place, whether it's helping them out or whether it's helping the kids out. I'm willing to do whatever's necessary to make this school the best middle school in NAISD.
She's the teacher you want your kids to have. She's the teacher who would say, you know what, this kid needed a jacket, so I just brought him one of my kids' jackets from home and gave it to him.
I never liked science, it was super boring, and then she came into the class and she was excited to teach science. And I knew that she loved science, and she made sure my whole class understood it and loved it just as much as she did.
I would walk in when she was supposed to be eating lunch, and she'd be sitting in her classroom instead, braiding the volleyball team's hair because they had a game that night.
I had a third grade teacher who, she would always do story time, and I come from a rough background, and I could not read well as a child. I was that fake reader. I knew how to fake the system. But she would always do story time, and during story time she would have snack time. And I loved when she would read, because I would be a different person. I would go into that book and I would be that character, and I could leave my crazy home life behind. I didn't have all of that. I was somebody different. And I guess she had noticed that I didn't have snack, and she would ask me. And growing up, when you come from an abusive home, or you come from a home where something's not right, you never admit to it, because then it admits that something's wrong. And so she would always ask me about a snack, and I'd be like, oh, I'm not hungry, or oh, I forgot it, or I'd always have an excuse. So she ended up calling me up one day to her desk, and she was like, oh, we're about to have, read aloud. I have this extra snack. Do you want it? And I was like, no. And she was like, are you sure? Because I brought it, and I'm just gonna throw it away. And to a kid who doesn't have food at home, throwing food away is something you don't do. And I remember clearly telling her, well, if you're just gonna throw it away, I'll take it, but I really don't, need it or want it, kind of thing. And she just kind of, laughed, gave it to me. And every day after that, she always had extra she was going to throw away. And when I got out of the military and I was trying to decide what I wanted to do, my husband and I were driving and we were talking, and this story of my third grade teacher came up, and I was like, that's what I want to do. If I can change one life, 1 year, every year, then I'll change the world. And she chose to make the difference. That one act, when I was deciding when I was 28 out of the military, what am I going to do? That comes back to you. That's a change. And so every day you get a chance to potentially change your lives. Maybe not immediately. My third grade teacher has no idea that that would mean anything to me. But she did it anyway. And the ripple effect is that now I get to do the same thing. And it's through her and what she's done. And if I can do that, then this ripple effect will go on. And you don't know whose life you're gonna change. You don't know, and that's what I tell my kids, you don't know what these people are going through. You don't know the person truly who you sit next to. And if you can just remember that, a kind word, a smile, help pick a binder up when it falls, you don't know what that one act is going to do later on in their life. And so I guess that's how I try to see life, as it's one day to do something great, or a lot of things great, and you get to start over. So yeah, you can change the world teaching.